Right, this is the little picnic box, and I need to show you this one in simple steps because it is easy to put together, but this bit, because it has this little lip on the box, if you build it from the net, so you take your resized pieces and you put it over your net, it's almost upside down. That sounds weird, doesn't it? So let me show you what I mean. So this is the net. Okay, so that's your base piece. And then you have your side pieces that sit like that. And then your end pieces that sit like that. So lay it out as the net, and then your score lines are as follows. So that's your base, you tab, then you do a mountain fold, and a valley fold, and a mountain fold, and a valley fold. And then the side tab is a mountain. So let me just do that, talk to you that again so that you can write it on. In fact, I'll write it on in white while I'm doing it so that you can see. So my base is there, and I've then got my piece laid flat, not scored. That's my tab. And I do a mountain fold there on the first horizontal line. Then there's a short gap, and then that's a valley fold, and then a mountain fold, and then a valley fold, and then you've got another tab. And then the one on this side is a mountain fold, right? So that folds in like that. And then it's exactly the same on this piece. So it's a mountain, a valley, a mountain, a valley, and a mountain. And you repeat that on all those sides. Okay, now what you have to do is flip the whole thing over. So we're going to take the base can stay as it is, but we're going to turn these pieces over like that. So then, if you can see what I mean, it becomes a mirror image of the net, because this is how you have to stick them together. All right, so that's what you do. You just leave the base in place, turn them all over. So I'm going to get rid of that so we don't get confused now. So this is going to glue. The long tab, the deeper tab, is going to glue underneath the base, and then that bit is going to glue on top. Okay, so I'm going to do one side, and then I can turn it around, you can see. See, I've even written myself little notes on here so that I didn't forget how this one worked. So that's going to glue onto there, like that. Move these out of the way for now. And then I take this finer red liner tape off, and that goes over the top and glues down like that. Okay, and then that lifts up. So then you've got this little base that comes in slightly. So if I bring the box back in, we're creating this bit here, so that this little lip. Okay, so then we're going to do the same on the opposite side. So the big tab, the deep tab, is going to go underneath. This one threw me completely when I first saw it. I was like, how does that work? And then when I saw the actual box and broke it down, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense now. It's because the net looks like it's back to front, but it's not. Right, so let's put that onto there. Give that a good burnish down. And then remove this. And we're going to fold that over and give that a good burnish down. Like that. Okay. And then these bits here, reinforcement pieces, so they're going to go in and stick down like that, which is going to give you a double side. So it's going to give you that rigidity. But before we do that, we're going to do these pieces. So the wider tab, the deeper tab from there to there is going to go underneath the base. Like that. And that's going to press down onto there. And then we're going to take that tape off there and fold it over like that. And then this one, I'm going to turn it around so I'm easier working on this side of it. Take that off. We're going to position that on there. Like that. We're going to take the finer tape off and we're going to fold that over. Burnish it down so that you have that. Okay. So the next things I'm going to do is I'm going to fold these sides in so that they're going to glue together. So I'm going to turn it over. I need to be able to see this. There, like that. And then I can fold that one in now. No, I can't. I need to make sure I've done my sides first. Do your sides first because that's what's going to cover over the tabs on the inside of the box. So it'll make it look neater. Like that. And then this side. And that's going to glue there. And then this side. And that's going to glue in there like that. Okay, and now we can open this out a bit more like that so we can see what we're actually doing. And these are your reinforcement bits, so make sure that the tab isn't over like that, it's back on itself, because if you do it over like that, it's not going to go. Let me just fold this over the wrong way and then you can see. If you do it like that, the tab is going to catch and you're going to end up with an angle going into your box. So the tab, as it goes down, it sits flush against the bottom of on the base of the box. Okay, so that pushes in and then that tab pulls back and that sticks inside. So you've got your tab coming in there, it's flat. Okay, so your sides there, you can see. Perfect. Right, let's do the other side. So that's going to fold over, tuck in and press down. Same with this. Fold it over, tuck it in, push it down. That makes your base really sturdy and it makes it really straight, which is always good when you're doing a box. Right, and then that one goes in there. So you've then got like this little box with that lip as the base. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is the lid section. So let's have a look at this net. Let's turn it round. This is your handle. Okay, this is your box inside reinforcer. So that goes inside there and covers over those tabs that you've just stuck down. So it's nice and neat and tidy. Okay, and then we have these pieces. So the way that this works is the end pieces are your reinforcer and they go on the inside. And then this glues onto here like that. So that's your centre bit. And then this is the bit that's going to lift like this. That sounds a little bit confusing at the moment, so I'm going to just do it and then you'll see what I mean. Right, so let's take so we've got your centre bit, you've got your 2 vertical lines which are mounting folds. So mounting, yep, and mounting. Then you've got your tab is a mounting fold, and your reinforcement is a mounting. So it's mounting all the way up. So that's an easy one, like that. Right, so let's take this tape off here and let's pop this on top of there, like that. And then let's turn it round and let's do the other one as well. Now I don't know why, but this tab is deeper than the other, but I'm not worried about that because it just gives it a bit more strength. It still works, it's not a problem, so we're just going to go with it. It's just one of those things. I'd rather it was deeper than not deep enough. Right, like that. That's a bit skew width there, Melanie, blimey. Oh, you know what, it is what it is now. Right, so the outside pieces fold inside. So if you turn it over, we're going to glue that in there and that in there. That will reinforce those pieces. So let's do that with some wet glue. Get rid of that little skin that forms. And then let's get our glue on here. So you can see the nozzle hasn't blocked, it just forms a skin over the top. So don't automatically go straight in with a pokey tool or a pair of tweezers, just try and get rid of the skin bit first if you can, before you start attacking your bottle of glue, because we've all done it. And the wider the hole is, the more air gets in and the more likely it is to block up in the first place. So if you do it that way, it's better. Right, so you've got that. I'm going to turn that round. I'm going to do the other end. That's going to fold over there. I've even done myself a little diagram on this one, look. I have to do that sometimes. I have that much stuff to remember that sometimes I just have to do that. So now we've got this. Okay, so that needs to be flat like that. That's your middle bit of your box. And then that comes up and that goes down. That comes up and that comes down. So the way that we do this is we glue this to the outside of the box first, and that's how they go on the outside, all right? And if you're thinking, well, I'm going to see that, the handle goes over the top, because that's exactly what I thought. Why have I got that on the outside, not the inside? But it makes sense when you put the handle on. So let's get both of these glued. Whoop, I'm going to do that. I'll tell you how sturdy the box is, can't you? Right. So what I would do with this is put the flaps over and fold it down like that. So you know that that's in the right position. Then push that down and push that down. And then lift this back, get your fingers inside, finger and thumb, and pinch and glue it in place. And if it moves, put it back down. Press that down firmly, lift that up, and then get your fingers inside like that. So then you've got that bit of your box, and then it all folds down like that. And then last but by no means least, we're going to curve our handle, and just be careful that you don't get a paper cut when you're curving it, because it's easily done. I can never get my head around how painful a paper cut is, but they really are, aren't they? They really hurt. For such a little thing. And then we're going to put glue on here, like this. And glue one side on, like that. And then I would let that dry completely. Just going to give that a second or two to just grab. And then you can see this is starting to lift because it's wet glue. It needs to dry thoroughly, as it'll start to warp. Just let it dry, and once it warps, it's because the water's going into the fibres and it's changing the shape of them, so it allows it to buckle. But once it's dry, it will flatten again, and then that's going to go on there like that. And again, just give it a second or two to grab. You'll leave it to dry properly at home, and there you have your little picnic style basket. Okay, and then you go in and you do all your decoration, and you end up with something that looks really pretty like that. Now you could put magnets on the sides if you want it to be flat like that, but I quite like the fact that it does that. I think it's quite nice. Looks a bit more, I suppose if you're giving it to somebody, then you would want to put little magnets underneath there, and then it just folds up. And I've even decorated it inside as well, look, so it looks really pretty. So that is your picnic box. Okay, we'll get on with the next one now.